right, fam, we are back in the Shy, and it is Mother's Day in the Shy, and your boy Emmett is out getting flowers for each and every one of his baby mamas. This lady tries to grab one, and he lets it go, and she's like, man, how many you got, right? He got an armful of flowers, and he's like, here you go, take that, right? But he's like, why you asking me that question? You all up in my business, right? Darnell, of course, he got baby mamas too, right? Emmett's just following in his father's footsteps. He's like, man, these flowers are expensive. So he grabs one and he says, each baby mama gonna get one flower. Your boy Rashad goes and he's like, hey, what do you get someone who has lost their son? So he breaks out the forever flowers, right? They'll never go bad, right? Looks at the price tag and he's like, whatever. Y'all got to do what he got to do to make sure Alicia is taken care of, because she's making sure he's taken care of, right? And he loves her, right? We go to the gravesite, loving mother, right? Who is this? We find out that Nuck's mom has passed away and he visits the gravesite, right? Man, his mother's gone, but he does show respect. Nuck is definitely different, man. Nuck is definitely different than Doodah, Q, and all of them, right? So your boy Papa, he last minute trying to pick up some flowers for his mama. They only got some sunflowers, so he picks those up. And it's pretty funny. He's in the car singing Mama by Boys to Men, singing at the top of his lungs, off key, Papa. So we got a Mother's Day barbecue going on. We got your boy Emmett on the grill, Darnell and Jamel, right? And they cooking on the grill, making sure everything is good. And he's like, oh, I don't know how to do that. Old Dom taught me. And Darnell's like, you know, a lot of things on the grill. He's like, hey, watch it, man. Hey, watch it. That's going to be my future wife. He's like, what? Yeah, I proposed to her. So, yes, Jamel tells them he proposed to Dom. He's like, you want to marry her? Why you want to marry her? What about her past? He's like, I don't care about her past. It's all about her future. And Darnell's like, see, that's what it's all about. And they going back and forth, and Jamel's like, hey, you ain't married Keisha yet. What's up with that? He's like, well, married once. It didn't end well. And he's saying that he's following after his father's footsteps, but your boy Jamel is like, we're going to make a future together. So they laughing because he's like, I'm just following you, Pops. That's all he's doing. But cheers to all the mothers. And they're going to move forward, forgetting the past and making sure things go right. Now, we got the professor, and the professor's out there watering the yard. He's asking Bakari what's he going to do for the summer, because he made it and did well in the semester. He's like, I'm just going to be out here in these streets. He's like, yo, just be careful, right? He's taking Bakari in like that's his son, but we're going to find out what happened to his son. We know his son is not there anymore, but the professor's being very protective over Bakari, and he wants Bakari to be safe. He doesn't want the streets to gobble up Bakari. But Bakari's like, don't worry about it, man. Don't worry about it, because you already know Bakari's the one running the streets. And if anything goes down, it's going to be at the hand of Bakari and Nuck, right? But he's like, don't worry about it. I'm going to be okay. He's like, I just don't want you to be lost. You just remind me of somebody. He's like, who? Right? And the professor, of course, he doesn't want to talk about it. He's like, look, I got some paperwork to take care of. I'm going to see you tonight at the game. They got a Spades game set up, right? So Bakari's like, dang, he don't want to talk about it. So Alicia is getting a Mother's Day dinner together, and these are for all the mothers who have lost their sons. And Rashad's like, you sure you want to do this? It's going to be real heavy. And she's like, somebody needs to do it for the mothers, right? He's like, you sure you want to do that? Because it's going to be real somber, and it's not going to be real happy. She's like, I want to do it. So he gives her the forever flowers. He's like, here's flowers for you. I know Rob is gone, but these flowers will never die. Right, so she gives him a hug and the whole nine, and she says how much she appreciates him. And then Rashad turns around and says, I love you. But Alicia doesn't say, I love you back. I'm like, man, that's not a good sign. But again, she's still grieving. And again, we have to find out if Rashad is a love toy or just a man for the time period that she's in right now. But she doesn't say, I love you. And he definitely notices that. So we're going to see what happens with them, right? So Pastor Charles, boy, this man is going to each and every mother that's in the church. I just came by to wish you a happy Mother's Day. And this guy is talking to all the mothers and all the baby mamas, and He's just going from house to house. What happened to your husband? Oh, he had to go and all of this and that. And so he's definitely coming at the right time praying for these ladies, and they are all googly eyes over this guy. And you see it right there. She got the kids yelling in the background. She's like, shut the F up. The man of God is here. So Charles is going from house to house, laying hands on these women and trying to pray for them and finding out their situation. He's trying to be a good Samaritan here, I guess. And she's like, my husband's gone. He went to somebody else's house. So Mrs. Smith now. So Charles is just finding out the scoop. Mr. Smooth past the criminal. And she's like, you give me a call. We're going to have an arcade for the kids and all of that. We're going to take care of you, right? And he's like, I want to pray for you. Can I lay hands on you? And she's like, yes, you may. So she invites him inside. Who knows what's going to go down with Charles? With Charles, he definitely a smooth criminal with this one right here, going into these mama's house, knowing that they need prayer. So this time he goes to the house and a man answers the door. Who is this? He goes to Tracy's house and Keith answers the door. He's like, what you doing here, Charles? I'm here to pray. He's like, we all need prayer. So Keith brings Charles in the house and look at your girl, Tracy. Oh, wow. She's like, I'm glad you're here. We all need prayer. And he's like, why you need prayer? And Keith is like, she lost her son not too long ago. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. And he grabs her hand, right? And Keith sees that. And he's like, you said you was here to pray for us, right? So let's get to praying, right? This is a funny, awkward moment, definitely for Tracy. But look at Keith, boy. He's looking at your boy, trying to make moves, but he grabs her hands. Let's get to praying. Let's get this thing going, right? So Charles, he gets into his prayer mode and he's like, yes, bless this family and bless this mother on Mother's Day and strengthen her through the loss and everything else like that. And he's going in with what sounds like a genuine prayer. But he says, definitely pray over her in this house. And he looks at her and they look at each other while Keith's head is down. He's trying to show her that he definitely cares, or he's trying to holler. It is what it is. So they put their heads back down. Tracy, she's like, okay, I see what's going on. And then they say, amen. And Keith is, hey, thanks for stopping by, Charles. You can leave now. So he slowly gets up, looks at Tracy, and he walks out the door. Of course, Tracy's looking at him like, boy, really? You had to do all that? You were doing a little bit too much. So now we got Reg and we got your boy Victor. And of course, they playing games and having fun on this Mother's Day. Ain't no mother around, right? But the doorbell rings and like, what's that? He's like, that's my surprise. So Reg goes to the door. He's like, right? He's surprised, right? Who walks in the door? We don't know yet, but your boy Jake gets up and he's like, oh, wow, right? Who is it? Yes, they mama. Reg invited the mama back for Mother's Day. And your boy Victor is triggered. What is she doing here? Why is she here? Well, it's Mother's Day. You already know, man. You know what I'm saying? We invited mama over. He ain't having it, boy. He is triggered. He's like, after what she did to us, why? She don't deserve to be here. He's really upset that she's here, right? And Reg is like, nah, man, that's still our mama, regardless of what's going on, right? And Trig, he just not happy. He's not having it. Remember, she sold Jake to Duda. Remember that. But Jake is forgiving, you know what I'm saying? That's his mom. And he's like, you know what? I want you here. She's like, you want something to eat? He's like, I want that mac and cheese, right? So she's ready to cook that mac and cheese. And your boy Victor, he's like, I'm out. He's like, yo, come on, man. Don't be like that. Reg is like, come on, don't be like that. And your boy Jake is like, yo, man. Yo, Vic, man, just stay. He's like, all right, I'm going to stay. But I'll stay for a little while. I ain't going to be here all day. You know how Victor is, boy. He don't mess around. So here we are with Darnell and Emmett, and they putting some stuff together. And then here comes Damien. He's like, do y'all know how to play spades? And Darnell's like, don't ask me no disrespectful question like that. Why? Well, I was invited to a game. He's like, but you don't know how to play spades? Nope. When is the game? Tonight? He's like, okay, we don't got a lot of time. He's like, Emmett, go get this. He's like, what you need? Go get that. Da-da, right? He's like, we're going to teach you, man. You ain't going to disrespect the family by not knowing spades and going around town. So your boy Darnell got to get a drink. We're going to sit Damien down and we're going to teach Damien the game of spades, right? So your boy Papa goes to see his mama and he says, all they had was these damn sunflowers, right? And She's like, watch your mouth. And she's like, he keeps talking about the pastor this and pastor that. And he knows that she don't like the pastor, but she just like, I don't trust that man. He's not your father. He's like, I know that. Right, so she's not in a good mood at all. He's like, what's going on, ma? What's wrong? And she's like, well, being that your father's not here, a lot of the financials have fallen upon me. I'm just trying to figure it out. But we're behind on a lot of stuff. And Papa's like, well, you got to lean on me. You know, I'm the man of the house. But she's like, you're too young. But still, I'm the man of the house. And she's like, look, I could talk to the pastor. And she doesn't want anything to do with that pastor. She's like, I don't trust him. But Papa's like, I do. So she puts her head down because she don't really know what to do and who to go to. But Papa's going to do whatever he has to do and try to help his mom out, right? You know how Papa is. He's going to do what he can. So here we are, and Alicia is with the ladies. And, of course, they're like, yo, we got to do something about the people taking out our sons. We don't want more mothers here. And Tracy's like, yo, I've done some things with Rock. And she's like, you've done some things, but it's not enough. We got to do more. And they're like, well, what do you suggest? And Alicia's like, yo, we got to take out the unalivers. We got to take these thrillers out. We got to go and take them out before they take out more of our sons. And they're like, nah, we can't do that. She's like, I don't want to add to the death toll, right? And she's like, well, what are we going to do? You know, what is the solution here? Because we got to do what we got to do and take them out. Just specifically the bad ones. And they're like, how are we going to find that out? Well, we ask around. We see who's bad and see who's not and whatever, and we just take them out. And they're like, nah, that's not a good idea to be running around here unaliving people. So Alicia's just showing her true colors to the ladies, and they're shooting it down, but Alicia's going to do whatever she got to do. Now, back at the study hall for Spades, don't overbid, don't underbid, don't renege, don't talk over the table. Anybody who knows how to play Spades knows these rules, but obviously Damon don't know nothing, right? He don't know nothing at all. So they breaking things down, man. Darnell, man, he is the Spades scientist right here, and he's breaking it all down, and it's just funny to watch, you know what I'm saying? All of these rules. Y'all remember these rules, all right? Don't talk across the table and don't get set, right? Yeah, I know these rules, and your boy Emmett's like, you know what I'm saying? Listen to Pops. He knows what he's doing. And they saying, you're going to be all right, man. You just got to make sure you know how to count. As long as you know how to count, then you'll be okay, right? So they making up the rules and setting them up and letting them know what's going to go down, but letting them know he's going to be all right. I'm saying he's going to carry on a legacy. Ain't going to make the family look bad in these streets. So, all right, we got to play a hand, right? So Darnell is sitting down. Emmett's sitting down. Damon, he's putting his stuff together and just doing all types of stuff with his painted nails. And they even got the teddy bear set up as the partner, right? So they're doing like a mock test here and trying to see what Damon is going to do, what he learned. And they're just trying to make sure he's straight. This is pretty funny the way it was set up, but it's definitely thorough in every way. So whoever wrote this, they made sure your boy Darnell is writing on the board. He's saying, this is what you got to do. These are the points that you get. And if you underbid, then you're going to lose points and all of this and that, man. So it's definitely a class in Spades, and I truly enjoyed this part of it. That's why I'm talking more about it, because I am a Spades player. Not saying I'm a king, but I'm a Spades player. But yes, Darnell definitely knows what he's doing. And if you at any barbecue or any party, you need to know how to play Spades. EJ's running around and he knocks over Tiff's drink, right? Spills it in the whole nine. EJ, get over here. What I tell you about running around, right? She grabbing on him, scolding him or whatever. But Tiff's mom, grandma, she's hugging him. He's going to be okay. Tiff is go inside, play with your brothers, right? And now they going back and forth. Oh, so that's how you going to treat my son? Don't tell me how to treat my son and how to raise my son. And she's like, if I did this back in the day, you would slap me. And grandma's just like, well, I'm changing. I'm trying to change. She's like, since when? She's like, since recently. I'm trying to be better. And Tiff, obviously, she's just like, hormones have been raging. And she's really getting on my mom. So she's like, you need to tame those hormones because you really talking out of pocket right now. So here we go. Trig, he's still triggered about what's going on. And they having a conversation. And they sitting down. And they keeping it real. And Trig is just like, yo, we can't act like everything is all good. Trig feels like Reg was always the favorite and everything. And he just can't forget the past and what she did and how she was sick. They said she was sick. Really, she was using. That's what was going on. And Victor has every right because he was forced to raise Jake because his mama was sick. But they just like, yo, the past is the past. There's nothing they can do. It's Mother's Day. Let's try to enjoy it the best way we can. She's like, I didn't have a good mother. So this was a pretty deep conversation. And he's saying, I'm mad because that you didn't raise me the right way and what I could have been. Right. But Victor, he turned out to be okay at this point. But Jake is just like, yo, thank you for life. Right. He's taking the time to say, you know what? Thank you for life, Ma. And I'm glad you're here. And Trig is definitely still triggered by all of this. He hasn't dealt with this at all. So Jamel comes over and they cleaning up the plates for the mamas and all of this and that. And your boy Emmett, he's cleaning up stuff. He's like, one of his baby mamas like, what's going on with them ribs? Yo, we working on it. She's like, hurry up. And she's like, don't rush me, woman. And Jada's like, you sound just like your father, right? So he all smiling or whatever the case is, right? So Emma's baby mama's just like, we need to talk, right? But she about to leave. We need to talk. We got to make our rounds first. But I need to tell you something. So she tells Emmett that she's taking her son and they're moving to Pittsburgh because it's cheaper out there and her mama moved out there. And Emmett is like, when you moving? He's like, in a month. He's like, when you going to tell me? It's like, well, I just need to know that it was real at first. So they going back and forth. And he's like, how you going to take my son? What about my rights? And she's like, yo, I got every right to take my son where I want to take him, period, for a better life. And Emmett, of course, is in his own feelings, but he's also thinking about his son. But they're going back and forth. And she's like, yo, you ain't married me, so you don't got no say over what I'm doing. Look, I'm just letting you know what's going on. Emmett definitely doesn't want to have his son someplace else, how he is with his sons and his family. But he doesn't want her to be just all out doing whatever she want to do, but that's not his business. So here we are. We're still at Alicia's luncheon. And Shada's like, man, this is real heavy. And she's like, well, everything seems to be fine. We're having a good lunch. He's like, Emma's having a barbecue across town. Maybe we should go over there. And she's like, I don't know. And really, he's like, yo, look, I know you lost Rob, and I know you feeling how you feeling, but Rob would want you to live too. You know what I'm saying? We definitely are mourning his loss, but he wants you to live as well. So she thinks about it. And she goes to the lady and say, hey, how about a change of scenery, right? So she's inviting the ladies to go over to Emmett's so they can have a good time. Of course, Rashad feels like he definitely contributed to that. So we back at this Spades game, or the Spades lesson, right? Your man got strings and charts and everything all set up. He is really breaking down this because he doesn't want his son to embarrass the family, right? Any Spades game that you go to, you don't want any one of your family members messing up. So Darnell's really going in, and this is serious business. You understand? Because once your rep is out there that you can't play Spades, it's not a good look at all, right? For you, your family, and everything. But he's talking about making sure that you work well and bond with your partner and make sure y'all in sync as far as the books. So he's like, all right, shuffle. And he can't shuffle. The cards fly all over the place. And Darnell's like, you know what? I'll shuffle. Just, you know what I'm saying? Don't worry about it. Just, I'll shuffle. So Alicia comes in with Rashad and the other ladies. I invited some guests, and it was kind of weird at first, but the DJ throws on some music, changes the vibe, brings the vibe up. Keisha's there, she's looking, and she's smiling. She ain't mad that new people came in, but the DJ turns it up, and it's time to get it popping, and they welcome the new ladies, the other mothers in, and it's all good. The vibe is good. They saying hi, they give them a drink, and Rashad says, cheers to all the mothers, right? Regardless if your child is alive or not, cheers to all the mothers. And they just show them love. They just welcome them in. And that's a cool thing, that regardless of what's going on, they just like, they're still mothers regardless. And the professor's wife looks at Keisha like she knows her. And they look back, and we're going to find out how she knows Keisha and what's going on. So here we are back at Victor's house, and Mama cooks that macaroni and cheese. And Jake is happy about it. Reg is like, do you know I've been dreaming about this? I would dream about this. And Triggers, I used to have nightmares about it, right? He's just not in a good mood, not a good vibe. And she's like, I understand why you had nightmares because you had this for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But it is what it is, right? And they're just trying to keep it nice, cordial, happy, and it looks good. Nice and creamy. She says she put extra cheese in there. Man, if they was lactose intolerant, they all gonna be on the toilet, right? So, man, so they digging in. Reg loves it. He's just happy to be back. He's happy that his mom is there. And she's just telling them that she wants them to love each other unconditionally. They should be bonded. And Reg is on some, well, if they loyal to me, then I'm loyal to them. I look out for them as long as they look out for me. And of course, Triggers, come on, man, that sounds crazy, right? And she's like, I want y'all to love each other unconditionally, be there for each other. And Jake is like, well, I'm going to love y'all regardless. I'm going to be there no matter what. Unconditional, right? And Reg is giving them a pound or whatever. And Trig and Rez are just like, whatever, man. They still brothers, but regardless, this is family. At the end of the day, it's family. Family got to look out for each other. The past is the past, and they're trying to move forward in the future. It's not easy, but it can be done. And Reg is just showing his mother love and just trying to just lighten it up. So Victor's lightening up a little bit, but it is what it is, man. This is the family that you got. And you just got to make the best of what you have, period. So little Ronnie, he's putting on a bow and he's with Keisha, right? And the professor's wife does come over. She's like, hey, how you doing, Keisha? And she's like, do I know you? She's like, nah, you don't know me, but you knew my son Christian and he really liked you, right? And she's like, Christian, I remember, right? She's like, what happened to him? Is he all right? And she says, he's not all right. He was taken out, right? He's gone. But he, again, really liked you. And of course, Keisha's feeling bad about that, right? But she just wanted to come over and just talk with her and let her know that she knows who she is and wish her a happy Mother's Day. And that was just some bad news, of course, for Keisha. She's pregnant and emotional. So to hear that somebody that she knew passed is definitely sad. So here we are at the Spades game. We got the professor, we got Hannibal, we got Keith, and we got Bakari. And they playing the game, and they doing well. And Bakari knows how to play. And they basically are whooping on Hannibal and Keith, right? They talking wild smack. They going back and forth, getting their books and all of this and that. It's definitely intense. And Keith and Hannibal don't look like they are working well. They don't look like they're getting any books like that, but they looking real frustrated at the table. And they slamming stuff down. They won all their books and they won the game. Bakari and the professor killed it. Bakari got to get up out of there. He says, thank you. He's like, oh, you always do that. You always got to run. He's like, nah, this is a future author, so we got to let him do what he needs to do, right? So here comes Damien, boy, and he's looking all nervous. And they're like, Hannibal's like, Professor, that's going to be your partner. The professor's like, whoa, what's going on here? Y'all don't want to switch it up? Y'all don't want to? He's like, nah, we don't want to switch it up. So he's like, boy, can you play spades? And he's like, I could play. He ain't really confident, but he's like, I could play. I can't shuffle, but I could play. And Keith was like, what the heck you talk about, man? What does that mean? He's like, you know what? Let me go. So he goes into the bathroom, puts some water on his face because he is super nervous. He just learned how to play spades. So he goes out of the bathroom and Keith is standing there just laughing at him. He's like, boy, what is wrong with you? It's just a spades game, man. What's wrong with you, man? He's like, look, man, you know how to play, right? He's like, yeah, I do. He's like, yeah, man, I ain't messing with you no more. He said, you ain't messing with me when? He's like, since I found a new lady, I put my eye on a new lady. He's talking about Tracy, right? She's like, I ain't gonna mess with you no more, but don't mess up the spades game, bro. Just don't mess up the spades game. So they going in, and look at how Damon is holding his cards and organizing his cards. And Keith is like, what is this guy doing? You all thumbs, man. Yo, you got to loosen up. And of course, the professor is just like, man, look, he's like, I got 8 books. Hold on, man. Don't put that out yet. So it's obvious that this is Damon's first game, and he don't really know the lay of the land. So the professor, he's going to try to be as patient as possible and just let him know what's going on, even though there shouldn't be any talking going on across the table. You either know or you don't know. But it's like, it's on you. And he puts the card down. He puts a 2 of clubs. He's like, man, I ain't never seen nobody start off a game like that, right? But the professor has the ace of clubs, so he gets that book right there. So they starting off, and that's what partners are supposed to do. They're supposed to have your back. You put down a low card, they should have a higher card to close out that book. So here goes Nuck. Nuck rolls in, and he gives Keisha a card. Of course, Emmett is looking over there and looking over her shoulder. What's this card about? And she's like, oh, that's cute. Thank you so much, right? And he's looking over at Nuck. Would you bring my wife? Would you bring my lady? That's not his wife, but would you bring my lady, right? Look at Emma's face. She's like, that's cute, right? He's like, I just want to wish you a happy Mother's Day. Tiff is over there trying to take out the garbage. So Nuck is like, yo, let me help you with that. She's like, you get the heavy one. Whatever the case is. Emmett, of course, being Emmett, trying to find out what's in the card. And she's like, don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Relax. So Nuck and Tiff are outside. She's like, where's my card and all of this and that? You know, what's going on with that? He's like, oh, well, you ain't have my baby. She's like, true. She's like, don't be breaking up a happy home. He's like, nah, it's not like that at all. So they putting out the garbage. And she's like, so what's going on? You okay? He's like, I just came from seeing my mom at the cemetery. And he straight up tells her, my father took out my mom. She's like, oh, shoot. Dang, that's crazy, right? So now we understand why Nuck is the way he is and why he's messed up like that. Saying your father taking out your mom, that's crazy. So back to the party, everybody seems to be having fun. Jada's laughing and all of this and that, and they start to get to dancing, right? So you got Tracy, Alicia, Rashad, they doing the dance. Emma's like, man, I can never get this dance. I can never get this dance down, right? And so Keith's like, get up in there, right? So Rashad and all of them, they having fun, they dancing, and that's the way it's supposed to be on a Mother's Day. Just trying to keep the vibe up. And it was a great idea for Rashad to have Alicia bring on the ladies there and for her to be there as well, to lighten up this heavy load that's on their back from losing their son. And it seems to be a great party going on. This is the way that it should be on a Mother's Day and any given holiday. So we're at the church and the pastor is giving Papa some money. He's like, oh man, look at all this money right here. He's like, man, is this a loan right here? It's like Charles comes in, we giving this to you. He's like, oh, what is this, a loan or something? It's like, nah, consider it a down payment on your father's church. He's like, come on, man. Nah, the church ain't for sale, right? That's what Papa's saying. He's like, well, and they looking at each other. We giving you all this money. You gonna take care of these church bills and whatever other bills? Basically, they trying to take Papa's father's church. Man, oh man, it comes with a price, Papa. You went there for help, and now you taking his money. Yeah, it's a down payment on everything else. Terrible move. So everybody's taking a picture. They get together. Nothing but happy times, happy vibes, regardless if the children are there or not. But the mothers are there, and we're celebrating the mothers, which is a great thing, right? They all up in there screaming and saying Happy Mother's Day. It's a beautiful time in the Chi right now. They know how to have fun, and it's a beautiful thing. So just happy that Alicia is on a brighter side at this point, but we'll see how long that lasts. So here we are with Hannibal. And Hannibal's like, we about to whoop y'all. And right now they down 100 points. The professor and Damien's down 100 points. So they got to come back. He's like, yo, I think we need to go ahead and set this up and go all in. Because if they get 6 books, we lose anyway. So we might as well just go all in. And with all the books that we can get. And he's like, you might as well. He's like, well, we about to whoop you anyway, right? So they get in the game. He's like, are you sure you want to do that? He's like, well, we got to lose. Because, again, at this point, I believe Damien has finally got it down. And he's counting. He's very good with numbers. So now he's counting everything up. And they throwing the cards down. Boom. They getting that book. They're like, oh, right. And then they lose a couple books and all of this and that. Well, at this point, Damien knows what he's doing. And he's counted all the cards that he needs to because he was taught by the best Darnell, right? He was taught by his father. And your boy Damien catches on fast. He's like, you know how you get when you get the books and you're whooping people's butts, right? He's like, all right, hey, one more book. If we get one more book, we win the game, right? So boom, he slaps it down. And yes, the professor and Damien won the game. Ye came back. He's like, man, how I get beat by a guy with fingernail polishing? Hannibal crazy. God put fingernail polish on how I get beat by him in Spades. And the professor's like, man, you're a little unorthodox, but I like your style. We won the game, right? Again, they slept on Damien, and Damien came through because he was taught by the best. Darnell taught him and Emmett, and they won the game. Good job, young man. Good job, all right? They won the game. They happy. So now Tracy back home with Keith, and he's still mad because he lost that Spades game. But he's asking questions. Yo, what's going on with that guy, Charles? And she was like, he just being kind. He just came over here to wish Happy Mother's Day and pray, right? She's trying to calm Keith down. He's like, look, I'm trying to create a life with you, right? That's what your boy Keith is saying. And your girl, Tracy, just got out in the open to be single again and be doing what she's doing. But she's just looking at him like, man, here we go. Look, Tracy, you put it down on this young man. You already know he already whooped, boy. But he really trying to do something with her. But she's not ready for that. She really isn't. So now Nuck brings Tiff back to Alicia's house. Same steps where he dropped off Rob, right? So Tiff is like, thank you. And he looking at her. And Nuck turns around and tries to make a move to kiss Tiff. And she's like, nah, I can't, right? She's like, okay. He leans back and says, I respect that. He's like, yo, what's going on? She's like, yo, I just got a bad feeling. I got a weird feeling. He's like, what feeling is that? She's like, I feel like Alicia didn't get the right man when it comes down to Rob's killer, right? And he's looking at her, he's like, really? He ain't saying nothing because we know Nuck is the one that did it. So she just tells him how she's feeling. She's like, I just got this bad feeling that Alicia got the wrong guy. There's somebody else that's out there that took out Rob. Now, we know the truth, and we know what's going on. So she gets out the car, and your man is looking like, oh, shoot, I thought this was done and over with. He lights one up, and you already know this may be the foreshadowing. Will he take Tiff out? What's going to happen next? Family, let me know. Drop your comments below. It's your man, VACAY. Till next time, salute.